Peace, Instructor Yasir with the Knowledge of Survival podcast. Recording a little later than I wanted to tonight, but I had to get out and move around a little bit, get some extra money. And you know how we keep it very um, authentic on this podcast. I didn't want to do a really scripted type of thing. The whole thing is keeping it real when it comes to self-defense, firearms, fitness surrounding self-defense, and vitality, freedom. So I want to keep it authentic. I don't want to go through a whole production on stuff. Might come later. But for right now, we're just gonna keep it funky like this. So um I want to come on tonight and talk about knives for self-defense. Knives for self-defense. I've trained in the Filipino martial art of Kali for, let me see, for some years. Let me see. I had a consistent, probably 3-4 years, maybe about 4. I had a consistent about 4 years that I was training like on a regular basis, like every week. And then, so I was with my instructor, Guru Arthur Chestan, who is up under Dan Inosanto's lineage, Inosanto Kali. His teacher in particular is Guru Ron Balecki, who is married to Dan Inosanto's daughter. He's a well-known figure in the martial arts community, especially in the Filipino martial arts scene. And his system is called Martial Research Systems, I want to say. So he includes a lot of different stuff in there, shoot wrestling. He's got Jun Fan in there, Jeet Kune Do, Bruce Lee stuff. Training under Dan Inosanto, of course, you're going to get, some access to Bruce Lee's information. Because as we know, Dan Inosanto and Bruce Lee were close friends from, what I understand. So, so that was my instructor. He was up under Ron Balecki, my instructor, Guru Arthur Chestan. So I was with him on a regular basis for a good 3 or 4 years, training regularly, me, him, and his son. And I was testing as well, going all the way up to the north side, Chicago suburbs, to test. So my rank there is intermediate level 3 under Guru Ron Balecki's system. So, good. My skill set is solid. It's good. It's good. I understand knife offense as well as defense. To be honest, it's not a whole lot to knife offense. Anybody can be deadly with a knife. All you got to do is take it and start swinging or poking at somebody. That's what makes a knife deadly, too. So when it comes to dealing with knives and self-defense and what kind of knife you want to, carry for self-defense, I have seen some guys out there try to teach self-defense with pocket knives or folding knives. And I know that there are some good, knives out there, folding knives out there that have sophisticated locking systems that are meant to, keep it locked in place, if you have to use it, in that regard. I don't trust it. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend carrying any type of folding knife. I don't care what it is. I don't care what type of locking mechanism they telling you it got. I do not recommend carrying or using a folding knife for self-defense. Now, I do carry a folding knife. I've got a, nice case knife. I've also got an open nail knife. These are folders. But they're pocket knives. I look at them for what they are, which are tools. I use them as tools. I'm not looking at these as my self-defense weapon. Now, what I also have is a Cold Steel Counterattack 2. So if you're not familiar with what that is, go ahead and look it up. There's also a Counterattack 1. The Counterattack 1 is a bigger knife, about 5 inches, based on the old style military knives for fighting. So great knife. I don't have the Counterattack 1 yet, but I probably am going to get it. I went ahead and opted for the Counterattack 2 because it's only a 3-inch blade, so significantly smaller, much easier to conceal, and I found the best way to wear it is as a neck knife. I'm sure that you could probably get creative with some of the ways that you carry it, but the neck knife, just carrying it, around my neck has been, is nice. I feel comfortable with it. It droops down. It's got a secure sheath on it. You can just kind of reach up under, pull your front garment up, just like if you were wearing a gun in appendix carry position. So you can pull your garment up and get busy. Grab it, get right to it. So I like that. So I like this Counterattack 2. It is a fixed blade, full tang. So anybody that's listening, if you don't know what that means is that the blade itself, the material of the blade, the steel of the blade, it's all one piece going all the way through into the handle. That's what you want. You don't want it separated in any kind of way, especially if you're thinking about using this as some type of fighting knife. So, fixed blades, man. Fixed blades. If you're talking about a knife for fighting, in my opinion, it's got to be a fixed blade. I'm not. I'm just not doing it. You know what I mean? I'm not doing it with a folding knife. Like, we start cutting and stabbing and slashing and then it folds down on my own hand, on my own fingers. Nah, I'm not doing it. I don't trust it. So yeah, fixed blade, man. If you're going for a knife for self-defense or fighting, fixed blade. Another piece, understand that if you're implementing a knife in self-defense, you are entering into the realm of deadly force, though. Yes, sir, you are. Just like if you brought out your firearm. So you are entering into the realm of deadly force. So that's a whole nother legal aspect to self-defense that you do need to be aware of if you are carrying a knife for defensive purposes. So be aware of that. As we know, first thing we want to do, situational awareness. That's number one. Second step, de-escalation. Okay. So if those don't work, or if we happen to fall short in any of those, arenas, then, hey, maybe, you got to do what you got to do. But just know and understand that if you implement a knife into a defensive situation, you have started to enter into the realm of deadly force. So be aware, know the laws in your state. And when in doubt, train. See you soon. Peace.